Okay, hi. Everybody like my little hot map? So I don't fall out. Tiny ornament, still cool though, hey. So first of all, I want to talk about this, if you don't mind, and it's another shout out for help. About 3 or 4 years ago, I joined a poetry website called poetry.com. It was just to try and, as you all know, I like to write, and it was just to try and release some stuff, right? I'm not asking you to go and read my poetry. If you don't want to, that's fine. But there are forums where conversations carry on, and this guy's here all in his own, defending the flat earth. Lovely Christian fella. Just since the flat earth thing started, I haven't been on there for, well, yeah, year and a half. And I went on there 2 weeks ago, because the flat earth was getting on my brains. And there was this guy defending our corner, and he's all on his own. So if you're not going to write any poetry, we could at least subscribe and join the forums and maybe help him. I've already managed to get him to come to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I'm a follower of him now. But yeah, please. This is another avenue for us to reach out into, and this guy's all on his own. I posted a message today. I'll be back on there at some point when I can. I am busy. I am sorry. I'll promise to try and help someone this afternoon, my impatient friend. Send me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, alright? But I'm a busy person sometimes. So yeah, allpoetry.com. I am RG Anonymous F. The other guy is Eagle Eye. Okay. The forum is the group's pub, and the thread is I can see for miles and miles. And yeah, it's one of the biggest threads on there at the minute. Start a new one. I will be at some point. And yeah, let's help this guy, man. There's all time. I have so much to say, and then I'll forget. As soon as I sit down in front of the camera, I'll forget. And I'm sorry I keep kissing my teeth. I was listening back to myself yesterday. It's awful. I will try and stop. Okay. I have something to read. If you don't want to stay and listen, peace and luck to you. But it's kind of personal, but also relevant. Very. Everybody seems really scared of one thing or another, and everybody's grasping for one side of the coin or the other. Okay. I am aware that I may speak in a strange way. I do not have the practice of many, and most others, when it comes down to speaking. For more than 10 years now, I have been rather antisocial, to say the least. The reasons are many, complex, and personal. Fully 80% of all my adult conversations take place in my head. 10% has been taken up while inebriated. 5% with school teachers, work colleagues, etc. And the final 5% with my mum and other members of my family who are not interested in this stuff at all. My mother, fairly, is far more concerned with family affairs, though I can see she struggles with the pain of it all. I would like to help, more than I can say, but I also feel 2 strong emotions that stop me. The first is despair at the futility living in the past can be. We none of us can change the past, Mandela effect notwithstanding. We none of us should live by the past, but neither should it be forgotten. My entire family seems stuck in the past with personal problems that now manifest into their present lives. I long for the day that people grow up, and this leads to my second emotion, anger. I am pissed not only because I feel I am the only grown-up around, but anger at myself for not giving these same people the benefit of the doubt. I know now, and have done for a while, that all those I term ungrown up have jobs, pay the bills, drive cars, go abroad on holidays, all the usual adult stuff. However, I am also aware that all of them have had a disservice placed upon their shoulders that they are completely unaware of. It is the disservice of lack of education, lack of skills, lack of empathy and compassion, a lack of ability and willingness to learn from and about all the above. I am angry not only because they are all oblivious to anything I have said here, but also because there seems to be nothing I can do about it. Is anyone familiar with the tale of Cassandra, the Trojan priestess doomed to speak the truth, yet never to be believed? I am not Cassandra, though I do identify with her problem, as I am sure do many of you. I am not saying I have the whole truth. I'm saying the truth is out there, yet no one seems able to see it, hear it, or find it. I can almost taste, I can feel the fear that permeates all of you, all of my family, those I work with, those I pass in the street. And they almost seem to like it. Try and take this fear away, and people become angry, frustrated, like children who have had their pacifier taken away. People seem scared to try, to do, to be. And what are people afraid of? Everything. Everything they shouldn't be. Do you know how many people were killed on Britain's roads alone last year? And yet no one thinks twice about crossing the road. Someone recently told me she was nervous about going on holiday to Tenerife because she might get blown up. She had no idea how many people were killed by bomb last year, nor where one bombing took place. I have had another friend tell me she doesn't care about the fact that Cliff Richard was and has been investigated on sex abuse claims, that she would still love his music. She was unwilling or unable to even grasp the concept that she does not know this man, and that perhaps she should look into these things for herself. Eyes glazed, fear emanating, and a change of subject. I have another friend who, when I try to speak on any of these bizarre online stories, all he ever says is, "It is the way it is," before he takes an extra large swig of his beer and changes the subject. Another, after I broached the 9/11 subject and how I thought that within 50 years America would be doing all it could to forget 9/11, that it was not what or how he thought it was, that 9/11 and the moon landing being, according to the British media, the most iconic images of the previous century, a slight date overhang being a 100-year period, not the 20th century, and that both were bullshit. One of the most uncomfortable silences ever ensued between me and my then best mate, as it did another time when I tried to mention a correlation between a particular cloud pattern and the sandy seabed. Some people are not ready, and we mustn't force them yet. If I tried to get a family member to listen to some of you, they would think you and I, for recommending you, were mad. Not all of you. Some I will be happy to share with my family. Many of you are just too fearful. If I could dispel your fears with a click of my fingers, I would. How about considering this then? If you swallowed the blue pill of science, take a chance and eat the red pill of religion as well, or vice versa. If you think they are incompatible, you have not yet looked around enough. How about it is, was, and will not be for you? The deception is for others. And now is the time to identify them. We have had one way of living for a long, long time. Their way. It is time we learned how to do it our way. To be or not to be. The will to live, the will to survive, the I will be. I do talk strange, I know. But I love and care for you all, my subscribers particularly, and even those that haven't, those that ain't replied, those I haven't yet spoken to. There's a lot of fear out there. And then there's people who say fear don't exist, it's unnecessary. You think the rabbit's never scared, never got a bit of fear when the fox chasing it? Fear is normal, natural, and necessary for the animal kingdom. As humans, we need to learn to control it. Don't allow it to make you panic, run the other way. We're not rabbits. We have minds of our own. It's time to use them. Okay? If you don't know where to start, if you think flat earth is all it's all about, you're wrong. I put 10 little videos out yesterday, small segments of all sorts of different places you can go and look for the truth. It does not sit somewhere in a pot of gold. It is scattered, and you must bring it together for yourself. Don't be scared. It's not what you think. Something horrible, something terrible has been done, is being done, and people must be called to account for this. But while we're all sitting here screaming and shouting at each other about, you know, who's right, who's wrong, who's got the right, the best answer, well, they're just still doing it. You understand? Time for us all to start banding together, helping each other, spreading the love if that's what you want to do, but stop spreading the fear, especially when you don't know what you're talking about. I don't mean to sound so alright. Well, busy man. But I love you all. Peace and luck.